Hello, how are you? It's 7:12. I said it was going to be about 7:15, so I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes and then we're going to get started. So if you want to grab something to drink, grab some coffee, get settled in, grab a snack, whatever it is that you like to grab before we get started. Yeah, that's where we are. Just gonna wait a couple of seconds. About another minute. Oh, lost you. Oh, you're back. Yeah, so I've got all my stuff here together, got my drink, ready to get started here in just a minute. So yeah, one more minute. We're gonna wait till it rolls over right to 7:15, and then we're gonna kick it into gear and get started. See who else might show up. If you're my one lonely nut, welcome back. Glad to have you. If you're not, feel free to introduce yourself in the comment section, or you can choose to have anonymity, and that's okay too. All right, 7:15, we're going to get started. It's just me and you. So I know last week we talked a little bit about Bohemian Grove, which is a little bit of old news, but it didn't seem like anybody really responded that they knew anything about it. So that was definitely going to be one of the topics for tonight. Before I get into that, for anybody that watches this later, and for my one person that's on right now with me, for those of you that know me personally and follow me on my different social media sites, I just want to say thank you for the last week. A lot of people have reached out to me via text message, email, social media. From last Thursday when I had to put my baby Tank down, who I've had for 16 years. So I just want to shout out a big thank you to everybody who has reached out to me and shown me and Jeremy a lot of love and compassion and support. It's greatly appreciated. We're still we're still in the mourning process of that. It's still pretty fresh, just a little under a week now. So again, just thank you. Want to throw that out there before anything else. Big thank you. So my one person that's on here, you can just do like a thumbs up, if you were able to research or do anything on the Bohemian Grove, if you looked into any of it. Just give me a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't, then that's okay. We're going to talk about it a little bit. Or if you've heard about it prior to this, throw me a thumbs up, a thumbs up like. I know there's a lag on this, so I'll give it a second. No? Okay. So, Bohemian Grove. This is a type of secret. It's not so secret anymore, but it started out as like a secret society. It was actually started in 1872. It got really big in 1878. It was the Bohemian Club at the Grove, and it's out in California. Obviously, there's no women allowed. It's a men's only elite group. They say that this is where really the future of the country is discussed and has been since the inception. Right now, the membership fee is $25,000 and there is a 15-year waiting list. And as of to date, there is 20,000 men on the waiting list to get in. It takes place in the end of July for 17 days, and you'll usually have up to around 1,500 people that participate in this event out in the Grove. It is a restricted area. It's private property. There is no trespassing signs everywhere, cameras. The last group that tried to just drive up to the gates, they were met with private security. And as they were met with private security, before they even spoke with the private security had already called the county sheriffs on them, and the county sheriffs were on their way. And while they were talking to the private security, the 2 county sheriff's vehicles actually showed up in case there was any issue with them not wanting to leave the premises. Then they would have been escorted off the premises. There's a saying, which translates, and this is from Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night: weaving spiders come not here. Loose translation, that lies don't come there. Which, if you're talking about the people that frequent this, which are high-level government officials, bankers, very prominent, rich people, it's hard to think that there's not a lot of lying that goes on while they're there. But apparently, there's a lot of drinking, a lot of nudity, a lot of sex, bisexual, homosexual, even straights. I mean, like it's a free for all. Apparently, these 17 days while they're out there. The cremation of care was a ritual that is started with this large statue of an owl. And you can look back through some of the videos with the references to the owl there in Washington, D.C. If you look down from an aerial, you can see that everything is kind of in the you have owls on the money. You have pagan symbolism, owls, demonic symbolism, all over a lot of the structures there in Washington, D.C., if you look for them. And I don't want to mix up pagan and demonic, because they're two different things. So want to make that really, really clear. Not everybody who's a pagan is a Satan worshiper. Really, they're not. But the cremation of care, believe it or not, the voice that comes out of the owl is Walter Cronkite's voice, believe it or not. They do this ritual called the cremation of care at the foot of the owl, where they do a mock. And we say mock. There has been one person in particular who has snuck in and gotten footage of this ritual, but they were too far away to actually see if it was a mock child sacrifice or if it was an actual child that was sacrificed. So I want to throw that out there. You can't tell. But again, considering everything that we know about the Cabal and the long history of the Cabal, would it really surprise us if they were sacrificing a real child? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not going to say they are because I have no proof to say that they are. But come on. We're not dumb, you know. We can kind of take that any way you want to. They wear red robes, and they bring this coffin with this child in it and sacrifice it and set it on fire. So apparently they're naked. They dress in drag. They urinate out in public or on each other. The owl represents, the thirst for knowledge, and also they do this thing for St. John of Nepomuk. The grounds cover over 2,000 acres. The land alone is worth around $13 million. And that's just the land alone. That's not the structures that are built out there. And there are many structures that are built out there. There is drone footage online that you can look at. But it's I know that a lot of the things that they do are very closely related to skull and bones / druid type ritualistic things, which of course grove means a sacred space. So and of course the Germanic translation is, world government. So take that for what it is. Again, BitChute, YouTube, you can find, all you gotta do is type in Bohemian Grove on BitChute or YouTube, and you will find all kinds of videos, all kinds of information. That's where I found all of this. And again, it's very old information. Some of it's a little newer, a lot of it's older. I had no idea that this even existed, but again, it's another secret society. It's the elite. Again, it's the Cabal. It's just, it's the men. Queen Elizabeth was invited, and she did go. I can't remember what year it was that they quoted that she was a visitor, but she's not allowed to be a member because she's a woman. And of course, again, this is an all men's club. She was allowed to come for certain events, but she's not allowed membership because, again, she's a woman. But it just also goes to show that it's not just U.S. prominent people. It's global. It's worldwide. Reagan, Nixon, both Bushes, Clinton. The list goes on and on of the people who are a part of the Grove. So check it out. That's the little bit of information that I have kind of watched and gathered about it. I'm sure there's much, much more out there, but I did watch another group who, the ones that, like I said, got escorted off by security, they decided to go up the river because the river runs through the back of it, which of course waterways are public property. So they decided to pull their canoes off on the back side of it, and 2 of them actually got arrested for trespassing, while 2 of them got away. But they did say that they were quite quite scared when they got arrested and picked up by security of the Grove, because they really kind of were wondering as they were being drove through the Grove to be picked up by the police. Am I ever going to get out of here? Am I ever going to be seen again? That it was pretty scary. So that was an interesting. They tried to interview a lot of the locals, and the locals won't talk about it. But of course, why would you? They're bringing all this money into this very rural area of California, and they're employing these people for 17 days of the year, and I'm sure there's clauses and contracts that are being signed, and a lot of people, when they walked up to him and said, do you know anything about Bohemian Grove? And a lot of literally the responses from the townspeople were, no, I don't know anything. And they would just look back down at the books they were reading or the papers or whatever. I mean, they would pretty much just ignore the reporters at that point and just act like they weren't even there. They wouldn't talk to them at all. So, excuse me, that kind of says a whole lot right there. When you have the people who live in this very small area who aren't willing to talk about what's going on in this secret private place, even if, and not that I believe this, but even if it's innocent and there's nothing shady or malevolent going on in this retreat that they like to call it, the secrecy is enough to really put the doubt and the fear in people's minds that something bad is going on. Anytime you have secret societies who refuse to talk about what they're doing, and you have that kind of level of fear placed upon people, that's questionable to me. My grandfather was a Mason, and I say this about the Masons too. It's really secret. They don't talk about what they do in the Masonic meetings. Why? Why is it so secretive? I don't, again, it leaves your organization open for interpretation, and it's not always a good interpretation. So you can clear the air really easy by saying, hey, this is what we're doing. It's nothing, but they don't want to do that. So, it's up to you to clear that up. High-level people who have been stopped, on the street and asked by reporters, they get really defensive and really nasty. And that, again, is just another indication that, what exactly are you doing out there that you really don't want people to know about? So anyway, check it out. That's the little bit that I have for you guys. Pretty interesting stuff, I thought, anyway. I'm into that, weird, hi, I have a second. If you want to introduce yourself, go ahead. If you want to stay anonymous, oh, we lost them. Okay. Then, again, I think it's interesting. So if you want to check that stuff out for yourself, like I said, go to BitChute, go to YouTube, type in Bohemian Grove. You're going to find a shit ton of videos and information that's going to pop up. I went through quite a bit of it. A lot of it's the same information, but not to say that I didn't get to other stuff. So that was the first topic for tonight. Topic number 2. I'm not as quite wound up tonight. I'm trying to get wound up. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. It's not working though. Maybe I should have filled up my sippy cup. I don't know. I want to talk about some stuff that's been going on this week in the news. I have posted a couple, not on my YouTube channel, but on some of my social media. I have shared some videos from Ted Cruz. Like, when Ted Cruz was running in the primaries for the Republican nomination, before I leaned to Trump, I was a huge Ted Cruz fan. Before Trump got the nomination and I really got on the Trump train, I was a Cruz fan. And he is reminding me every day why I was a Ted Cruz fan. Man, he is really hammering down, and I have a lot of respect for Ted Cruz. He is not backing down. He is really hammering it to them over the whole, gun control issue. He really hammered on the committee. They're going to reintroduce the Grassley Cruz proposition that they had introduced years ago that they filibustered. He's going to reintroduce that. So I'm looking forward to that, to see what they do with that this time, because everybody on the left is saying that, the right has no solutions. They have no, they're not putting anything out there to stop the gun violence. And, he rebutted that of bullshit. We put it out there and you guys didn't want to hear any part of it because it didn't fit your agenda. Well, we're going to put it up again. So go Ted Cruz. And then of course, he went to the border and he's really been making a big stink about that. And I'm glad he is. He went down there and he was trying to film the deplorable conditions that these people are in. I mean, you've got, thousands of people, children, in these cages that are built for a few hundred. They're sick with COVID. They're sick with other diseases, with other viruses, and they're piled on top of each other. Deplorable conditions. It's a human rights and a humanitarian issue, which of course that's all we heard from the left while Trump was in office was, it's a humanitarian crisis, what he's doing to these families and these children at the border, which they were very well taken care of when Trump was in office, because we didn't have this influx of these massive amounts of immigration coming to the border. And now, as soon as Biden gets in office, he's like, yeah, come on over. We're going to give you amnesty. We're going to give you a path to citizenship. We're going to give you, SNAP benefits. We're going to give you medical. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that. Yeah. And now here we are. We have no place to house them. We've got gag orders on ICE. We've got gag orders on Border Patrol agents. News medias aren't being allowed in. We have a group of senators that went down there to see what was going on, film it, show the American people what's going on, and they're being blocked and told that they can't, which is outrageous to me. You have senators on the border trying to show the American people what's really going on, the crisis that we're having down there, and you've got this young lady standing in front of his camera saying, please respect the dignity of the people. Well, there's really nothing dignified about having that many people in a cage in those deplorable conditions in the first place. So, you know, Biden's is saying, just it was either yesterday or today I watched a clip where he's saying, well, we're coming together with a plan. We're coming together with a plan. He's been saying that for weeks now. How long does it take you to get a plan together about what you're going to do at the border? He supposedly assigned it to Harris. Harris was like, I'm not taking that on. So if Biden's not in control of it, Harris isn't in control of it, who's running this shit show down there? Like, I think that's a valid question that we need to ask is who's in control of this? Who's in control of this mess? Because nobody's wanting to take responsibility for it. Who's in charge? If there's no one in charge, we need to get somebody in charge and quickly and get this under control, because there's just more and more and more coming to the border. Not to mention, the border wall was paid for. They stopped construction on it, and there was very little of it left to do. That's an issue. Yes, we have enough Border Patrol agents to, watch those sections that are still open, but we're putting those Border Control agents at a very high risk. Cruz has got video of the immigrants, the coyotes, taunting Border Control, taunting the elected officials that were down there. We're at a very precarious crossroads going on at the border. It's a very dangerous situation going on down there, and gag orders and locking out the media. Trump never locked out the media. He sent them down there. Go ahead, go look. You don't see little Miss Cortez going down there and placing her hands on the wall and crying, and you don't see them going down there and trying to fix anything. We're just acting like it's not even happening, which makes sense. Let's get them in here. Let's not vet them. Let's get them across the border. Let's get them, a pathway to citizenship. Let's get them citizens. Let's get them voting rights. Let's get them on, American subsidies. And we have Democratic voters. I mean, there's a plan to everything they do. We know this. There's a plan. It's a calculated plan to everything they do. So that's an issue. That's an issue for me. I'm sure it's an issue for all of you. And again, we go back to the fact that it's an issue of, we have all these children who are being brought over by coyotes, no parents. What's going to happen to these kids? We have nobody to report them missing. What are they really all going to go into the foster care system? And from that, where are they going to go? Guys, I mean, we know where they're going to go. You guys know where they're going to go. I know where they're going to go. Majority of the American people know where these kids are going to go. They're going to go into sex trafficking. They're going to go into slave labor. I mean, what's going to happen to these kids? I read a story that there was a young girl, a 7-year-old, who actually lost her voice from being brought over by coyotes. And she lost her voice from being repeatedly and viciously gang raped. And she's sitting in the cages down there. you know, what are we doing for her? And she's not the only one. You know, she's not the only one. You know, but you're gonna put her in a cage with 1,000 other kids, boys and girls. God knows what's gonna happen to her in those cages, because you know they're not being monitored like they should be. You know, she's prey. She's easy prey sitting there. It's disgusting. We should all be outraged about this. You know, we know what's going to happen to this poor child. What she experienced on her way over here is probably what she's going to experience for the rest of her life. I mean, as Americans, if we're not angry, and I'm not just saying about the immigrants, but children in general, but they're easy targets. I mean, when they're immigrants and they're being brought over by coyotes and they have no parents accompanying them, they are easy prey, easy targets. But all children in general, this is what's happening to them. If we're not getting angry about it, as Americans, as human beings, first and foremost, if we're not angry about it and we're not disgusted by it, we've got a much bigger problem on our hands than anything else that's going on. It makes my stomach turn. Please tell me that it makes your stomach turn. I mean, I can't begin to imagine what these poor children are going through. And I understand that, you know, we've got these groups of people that are combating it, but we've got to get the message out there. There are so many people who still don't believe that this is happening. And I don't know, for the love of God, I don't know how to make people realize that this stuff is actually really happening. So please, if you have any ideas, like, let's get together and figure it out, because I don't know what else to do other than sit on these videos every night and, you know, every Wednesday and say, this is happening. Go look it up. This is happening. Like, I don't know what else to say to people other than, you know, for God's sakes, we've got Lil Nas X who's promoting tennis shoes with human blood in them. Where the fuck do you think they're getting this blood? Do you think they've got volunteers saying, oh, here, take some of my blood? No, they're probably getting it from kids and sex trafficking. And they're making 666 pairs of them. I mean, what kind of fucking world are we living in? Like, I get it. I get it. You have a freedom of choice. You got freedom of speech. You've got freedom of religion. But goddamn, where do we draw a line? Like, where do we draw a line? Like, we know without a shadow of a doubt that a lot of diseases are spread through blood, right? You can't go putting blood in tennis shoes. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, does anybody else not see a problem with this? I mean, I could care less if this dude is straight, gay, if he wants to make a video where he's humping the devil, and like, is it disgusting to me? Yes. I don't have to watch it, nor am I going to. I've seen clips. That was enough for me to say, yeah, Not something I want to see, not something I'm going to watch, not something I'm going to support. If there's people out there that are going to, that's on you. That's on you. If that's entertainment for you, go right ahead. Am I going to pass judgment on you? Probably. Probably. Because I'm going to think, you might be a little fucked up in the head if you're into that. Just saying. Just saying. You know, whatever. That's your burden to bear. That's your deal. But whatever. Not my cup of tea. Not gonna get myself involved in that shit. Okay? Not gonna happen. So apparently they used the Nike logo. Apparently Nike's saying they didn't approve it. Now they're gonna sue them. Honestly, I'm just not quite even sure that I believe that. Really. I mean, come on. It's Nike. You know. Again, not sure I believe it, but whatever. It's again, you know, we my one lonely nut. Any ideas outside of just, I don't know. I'm so at a place where I'm just perplexed by the world we live in. Give me a thumbs up if you sometimes feel the same way. Well, damn, you're doing better than I am, man. Because I want to walk up to people and be like, get your head out of your ass. And this whole Suez Canal, why did we not open up those containers when we had the chance? And if they did, and they didn't broadcast it all over TV, why didn't they? Like, if they did open them and find human cargo, why did we not broadcast this all over fucking TV? Like, because I know that's been one of the big rumors that, they were shipping kids and shipping humans. If that was the case, why did we not blast that shit all over TV? Majority of the American people are not going to believe any of this until they see it. It's time for people to start seeing it. Like, I don't have to see it physically to know that it's going on. I have enough mental capacity to know that it's going on. I don't have to see the horrific bullshit. I don't have to see it. I don't want to see it. I can only imagine it. I don't want to see the horrors of it because I can already get a mental picture of it. But these people that are going to have to see it, and unfortunately, as much as I love him, my husband is one of them that's going to have to physically see it. And it's going to have to be broadcast all over the news for him to believe it. And there's other people like that out there across this nation that's going to have to see it. And they're not bad people. But they're visual. They don't have that strong will of taking that taking that leap of faith jump down that rabbit hole and saying, okay, I believe it. They're seeing as believing people. And until we start showing them, they're not going to buy in. We got to start showing them. Something's got to give. Something's got to happen where they're going to have to start being shown. And I keep waiting for that day. Like, oh, when is this shit going to break loose? And it's just going to get blasted. And it's going to be seen. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. My stepdad's the same way. He's the same personality type as my husband. I mean, he's going to have to see it to believe it. Me and my mom talk about that all the time. He's going to have to see it to believe it. I got hair in my mouth. I saw something interesting today. And I want to share. I'm going to read it to you. And I really have hair in my mouth. And it's one of my hairs. My hair's falling out, guys. And I wish it was this simple. I really do. It's a stop making excuses for the Democrats. You know that all of the stupid things you saw them do were done on purpose. These people have been knowingly usurping our rule of law and our Constitution intentionally. Look back on every anti-American piece of legislation, every subversion to our Constitution, disregard for American citizenry, and outright treasonous manipulation of our electoral and financial systems. And no, they did this as an effort to our great nation and to the very people you love. That is so true. If it was only that simple for everybody to just hone in on that statement and just stop and look around and realize. Hang on, I got to answer this really quick. Okay, sorry, I was talking to my nail tech. I've been trying to get an appointment all next week, and like I can only get late appointments. And I messaged him and I was like, what the hell? What is up with all these Karens taking all the late appointments where I can't get in? I'm gonna need these bitches to stop it. I need to get into my nail tech. My nails are a mess. My toes is a mess. I need my Steve time. He messaged me back and told me that he got his ass kicked on a Wednesday. So it's before the Easter holiday, so of course, everybody gotta go get pretty so they can get, be pretty for Easter service Sunday. I don't even want to go this week. I need to go next week after Easter. Hoping he'll bump a Karen or something out of the way so I can get in. I love my nail tech. He has tequila Jello shots ready for me every time I come in. Nailed It Salon in Shelbyville. I'm telling you, it's the best place to be ever. Steve is amazing. Blue's amazing too. Yeah. Tequila Jello shots. I walk in, they line them up. Popping tequila Jello shots. Or if you're a wine kind of girl, they serve wine, but I'm not a wine girl. I'd rather have my tequila Jello shots. So they make sure I have my tequila Jello shots. So yeah, we gotta do something. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to revamp my channel again and try to get more oomph out there. I mean, I'm already obnoxious. I'm an obnoxious person, and I know that. So I don't know what else to do to be more obnoxious. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to reach out to some other people that are just as obnoxious as I am, I guess, and try to have some roundtable discussions, I guess. I think that's the only way we're gonna. I know there's some people I'd really love to have some roundtable discussions with, but they're like way up here and I'm like way down here. So I know I would never get roundtable discussions with them. But I'm going to work on trying to do some of that. And yeah. So when I stop this video here in just a few minutes, if there is content that you want, drop it in the comments, not on the chat, but in the actual comments of the video. I'm going to post, and I swore I would never do this, but I'm going to post my Facebook on here. Oh, I hate this. I hate Facebook, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to post it. We're going to do it. I hate Facebook. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But so many people still use it, so we're going to start using it again. Because that seems to be where everybody wants to go. I don't know why you want to use Zuckerberg. I've told y'all 100 times over, I really only use it because there's some local businesses here where I live that's what they use, and that's why I'm really on there, is to connect with them and some of my family that are still on there. But that's okay. We can convert it over, and I may make a second. I don't know. I'll figure that out, but I'm going to post it up. So we're going to try that too. And I'm going to repost. I mean, you have already got my Telegram. You've already got my Instagram. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And yeah, so I'm going to cut it short for tonight. Now that everything's kind of settling down, hopefully I'm going to get back to my normal schedule. Consistency, I know, is my problem. This week has been really bad, and we're going to get back on track with that. So I will put up a video tomorrow. I'm working from my home office tomorrow, so you'll get a midday video tomorrow. So that's for sure. I'll have some good stuff for you guys tomorrow, and we may be changing the name of the channel. I don't know yet. We may. So look for that, and if we do that, then I'll make sure that I post about it. But again, cutting it short for tonight. We're at 50 minutes. I'm going to just go ahead and put this up. And again, comments, suggestions, things that you want to see, things that you want to know about, things that you want me to research and put on here, please drop that in the comment section of the video once it's posted, not in the live chat. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Don't wear your mask. fuck the masks. We're done doing it. We got to work on saving the kids. We gotta work on getting that information out there. So that's going to be our next big thing. And tomorrow's April 1st, April Fool's Day. I don't know how we can do an April Fool's Day with all the bullshit we got going on. The world's a joke enough. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Stay fucking obnoxious. Be crazy motherfuckers. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow midday. Have a great night.